as we are, like a real conversation with let's call this JDNews, and I'm here doing an interview with David Arthur Johnston, who has actually a lot to answer for, and I'd like to call you to, the way it is right now. When you started your movement, I don't know, many years ago, and this is the future now. Did you know this then?
No.
But what did you start out to do then?
You're talking about the Right to Sleep campaign.
No, I'm talking about your awakening, your enlightenment.
Oh,
That's
to be as smart as possible, to find some way to quantify the core of happiness and subsequently deal with all the sadness that's on the planet.
How did you do that? What was your answer?
Everyone's got to find out the lie that they believe and get over it, even if it means everything horrible.
So what do you mean by the lie that they believe?
Jesus talked about it. It's pride, essentially. We're a planet of angels who've been taught that this process of thinking results in things called choices, when in fact that's not quite accurate. We think that individual people have the power to have a thought that's separate from all of the experience that led them to that moment, and that they can either do one thing or another thing, when in fact the experience that led them to that moment will continue forever to lead them in a singular path. And so what we think of as choosing is actually divining. Free will is bullshit that was used as a weapon by colonizing forces to make people think that evil is real, and therefore the people would be able to be motivated by hate and rage and panic. When in fact, if the people knew that this thing doing all these horrible things itself was just a mask of creator, they couldn't be instigated to hate it and understand that it's only insane. And therefore, the thought that evil's real would leave the planet, and we would engage in the legendary heaven on earth, first going through a tribulation where we realized that we populated for 1,000 years while believing in a lie. And so we have some hard shit to deal with.
Well, that's going to be difficult.
No, it'll be the easiest thing in the world, because it will just happen. People will be confronted with contradictory truths, and they'll have nervous breakdowns, and they'll figure it out, or they'll self-destruct. No leaf falls randomly. It'll all happen as it will.
Well, thank you, David. I'm going to close this for now. That's one heck of an understanding.
Patience be with us.